You're listening to Fishing the DMV with your host, Thomas Ahrens. Fishing the DMV is brought to you by Jake's Bait and Tackle, located in Winchester, Virginia, and Tactical Fishing Company.
If that doesn't get you jacked up, I don't know what will.
Hello, everybody. Let me get my little thing here. How is everybody doing this evening? Please let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Let me get that all situated there. And I'm going to clap just so I can have that to re-upload for the old post-production walls there. Let me know in the comment section. Can everybody hear me okay before I start rambling like a lunatic, like I always do? And let me make sure I get this bad boy up here. Boom, boom, boom. Paid, date, and we are good to go. Boom. All right, cool. That is now up for all Patreon supporters. All righty. Good evening, everybody. This is the Fishing the DMV Bass Bash. Okay, Spring Bass Bash. How's everyone doing tonight? It's been a while. I want to first and foremost say I am talking to Ethan Stone right now. The gift card I botched up completely, but the gift card for the guided trip should be finished up this week. I've been sending him some text back and forth. When I talked to him during our last live stream, he's basically gone every single day nonstop on the water. So, but that will be taken care of this week, or I will throw myself off a bridge. So, but huge shout out to Ethan that he took some time out of his schedule to do that. Huge shout out to Spash for winning that bad boy. Huge shout out to him. But anyway, so guys, the tournament now for all Patreon supporters is now good. It is green. It is good to go. You can go sign up right now. If you're on Patreon, that's where the passcode will be, along with all the information that we're going to go over now. Fair warning, Tourney X had a massive bug. Basically, I was talking to the big dog that runs it. There was a bunch of tournaments that were having issues with the sign up date. So it's a code error that he's fixing. And I called him today, and people can sign up for the tournament. It's going to say it's only going to be like a 4-day tournament for some stupid reason, but not to worry about it. He's going to be working on fixing that. So once we sign up, all he'll do is re-extend the date for the tournament. So with that said, this is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. And don't worry, this will be re-uploaded for everybody's viewing pleasure. So let us get on into it here. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to be talking about this tournament, just kind of going through some of the changes compared to other tournaments that we have going on. Let's go with, boom. Without further ado, drum roll, please. Here we go. The Spring Bass Bash. This is the second year that we've been doing this. It's absolutely crazy. I've been a tournament director now for a year and some change. It's been pretty crazy. A lot of ups and downs. Let's just put it that way. So this tournament is going to be starting Saturday, March 21st, and it's going to be going through May 17th. This is going to give you guys plenty of time to fish the whole spawn cycle, is really what I wanted to do. I want to do pre-spawn, spawn, and kind of get a little bit of post-spawn and that shad bite in there. So this will give you guys plenty of time to do that. Again, for this tournament, you must be an active Patreon supporter at the Weekend Warrior tier or the Grandfathered In tier or higher, because we also have the Hall of Fame tier. So go over there and check all of that out. Let's get into some of the rules here. So again, it's going to be starting Saturday, March 21st at 7 a.m. will be lines end. Tournament ends Sunday, May 17th at midnight. All fish must be caught within that time frame. You must be an active Patreon member at the tiers I said. It has to be either the Grandfathered In tier, the Weekend Warrior tier, or if you are very generous and really want to keep everything going, you can do the Hall of Fame tier as well. There's also a donation tier, but that one won't count for the tournament. You have to be signed up as a Patreon member before the tournament. You can't enter the tournament, find out that you're doing well, and then try to sign up. If you somehow skirt the system and get into the tournament, I'm going to have to disqualify you to kind of keep it straight and fair. Another thing that came up through a text message, I'm going to end registration the first week of April. I have just seen that happens is after the first week, and I start promoting the people that caught fish, a bunch of people say, hey, that's cool. I would like to join the tournament. I know there is some pushback about that, but it's a 2-month tournament. If you can't win a tournament when you've had the full 2 months, that's on you. I think having a grace period of a week or two is perfectly fine for how long the tournament is. So as always, we do about 4 tournaments this year. We're just changing up the format of them. This is the first one of 2026 because, it was cold as crap. It was super cold, and the Susquehanna, a lot of our places were frozen solid. I remember when we did the Frostbite Frenzy last year, the weather was a nightmare for people. And so luckily we just didn't risk it this year. And we've been waiting for everyone to be able to get out, get everything all dialed in before getting into it. So species that are eligible, you got to do largemouth and the old smallmouth for the big dogs. No spotted bass because there's really only like 2 or 3 places that you can do that. It's just a largemouth and a smallmouth deal. You need a license that's completely required for the state that you're fishing in. No kidding. You have to follow those rules. You cannot fish behind a dam. You just can't. There can be a lot of he said, she said stuff. We'll cross that bridge if it gets there, if something like that happens, but you got to kind of uphold the rules. You can fish from the bank, a boat, a kayak. It doesn't matter. The fish, though, has to be caught that day and then photoed. You can't put the thing in a live well and then hold it overnight. That does not count. You cannot do that. Measuring boards that you guys have to use, any type of measuring board using a kayak tournament works perfectly fine. The Kitech, Yak Attack gear, all that jazz works perfectly fine. How you measure the fish, left eye facing out, mouth towards the board. Y'all understand this. If you guys don't, please message me, contact me any way, shape, or form you can. And you can guys kind of get in on this bad boy. This is a rule that I put in myself because it really helps kind of cut down on some of the cheating stuff. Is when a largemouth dies, whether it's by malicious intent or just dies in the live well, what have you, its eyes will get bulbous and yellow. And if it looks like it just ate way too much Taco Bell, that fish is dead. Now, if you're fishing in a bass boat and you throw a fish in the live well just for the day while you're fishing and let him go to take measurements, no issues with that at all. Perfectly allowed. Issue is this happened in, we can't. For the man who shall not be named, the idea was that he was sometimes potentially catching fish, keeping them in a live well overnight, and then re-entering them. Don't know if that was true or not. So that's just why I put that little caveat on there. Is you can't like take fish home, put them in a swimming pool and photography them, all that jazz. If you're just fishing on, I don't know, Susquehanna River, don't even know if that's legal at that time of year, but I'm just saying, and you caught a bunch of schooling fish, let's just say Smith Mountain Lake. You're out in your bass boat on Smith Mountain Lake and you have a great schooling bite. You throw them in the live well real quick, take a picture, stuff like that. That's fine. I don't care. Or you're double dipping. I know some guys don't want to like fish the BFL, take a picture of the fish, put it in the live. That's fine. Just trying to catch on the insane kind of possible cheating. If you mismeasure a fish, do not worry about it. I am not going to flog you or kill your firstborn child. Don't worry about any of that stuff. All that I would do is knock you down. So if the fish was a 17.75, I'll knock it down to a 17.50. That's how that works. And then I have the ability to judge whether a fish can be disqualified. Again, you can fish from the bank, a boat, kayak, canoe, life raft, or an air mattress if you so choose. No issues there. Again, fishing is permitted in any public body of water. Anglers must abide by their local, state, and federal, and all that jazz. You all know it. It's all there that you guys can look at. And then tiebreakers, this is how we're going to do it. Largest fish by length, then who caught the fish first. Third tiebreaker, most fish submitted. And for somehow we'll do a coin flip or we'll just have a fist fight. That'll be the fourth tiebreaker. Fist fight would be way better for the views, but we can just do with a coin flip there. The other thing I have the ability to, since I have some friends, I can ask for a polygraph if you so choose. Since I do have some friends that can help me administer that, worst case scenario, it's got to be a pretty big situation that we're going to hit that button because a lot of other bad stuff will probably happen if we have to go that route. All right, let's go to the fun stuff here. So this is what we're going to be doing with the prizes this year. So we are going to give away $200 trophies and hopefully some goodie stuff for the largemouth / mixed bag division. $200 in a plaque, $100 in a plaque, $60 in a plaque for third place. Fourth place gets a plaque. Fifth place gets a plaque. Okay. And this is all based off of a $40 entry fee. We'll get into the entry fees here in a minute. And hopefully I'll have some goodie bags made up for you. So that asterisk there. I'm still working on trying to get some sponsors to do some goodie bag stuff. Largemouth. So if you guys are new to this, I call this like the Hunter Smith rule. Hunter Smith, good friend of mine, SB Fishing down at Fishing Pro Tech. Jason Church and I bullied him, bullied basically a child into fishing the tournament. And he went out there and he had one of the best days of his life. I think he caught like 50 pounds, something preposterously stupid. And I had multiple big fish awards, but he literally caught best day of his life. Everything was like over 24, 25 inches. And so he literally won every award. And I just felt like that was fine. He didn't break a rule, but I want everyone to be competitive, have a chance to win something, especially in a month-long tournament. If somebody wins the tournament the first day, it's just boring as hell. So I call this the Hunter Smith rule. It's the 5 biggest, and this is with any big fish award, it's the 5 biggest largemouth caught by separate anglers. So if you catch 2 30-inch largemouth, first off, where the hell are you fishing? But you're only going to get one of them. And then the next person who got the next biggest will be entered for the award. That way everyone has a chance to win. So again, they're going to get $50 and a plaque. Pretty good deal. Smallmouth division. This is going to be fun for you smallmouth guys. For first place, same thing as the largemouth division. You're going to get $200 and a plaque, $100 and a plaque for second place, $60 and a plaque for third place. Fourth place just gets a trophy, and then fifth place gets a trophy as well. This is where it gets fun, because we did have a few more people sign up for Patreon, and we were able to get a couple more sponsors on board with Super Blue stuff, Fishing Pro Tech, all that other stuff. We are doing the 3 divisions that we always do, but we're going down to 3 places. Wrong button. Whoops. That was depressing. Let's try that again. So, this is how it works. I am giving away $50 and a plaque to the three biggest smallmouth caught in Pennsylvania waters, the 3 biggest smallmouth caught in Maryland waters, and the 3 biggest smallmouth caught in Virginia waters. You heard me right. So of those 3 divisions, now all the tournaments since then, it's been the top 2. Now it's the top 3 biggest smallmouth caught from Pennsylvania waters, Maryland waters, and Virginia waters. This is the best time of year to get out there and fish for these bad boys. So it gives people ample chances to win a big fish award. You get $50 and a plaque. Then let's get on to the side pot challenges. Okay. So I had you guys vote. I had a metric ton of side pot challenges last time. I really, really, really wanted to do more side pots, but I was just running out of money. And as you guys know, this is what I do right now for a living. I don't have a day job. I would love one. If you guys would like to give me a job, please let me know. So I just could not add any more side pots. If you guys would like to sponsor a side pot and bring in an extra fish, we can do that. But for now, here are the side pot categories. I am giving away $50 and a plaque to the 2 largest species of crappie, the 2 largest snakehead, the 2 largest striper/hybrid, and the 2 largest walleye. Crappie had the most votes. So if you're already a Patreon member, it had the most votes over all the platforms. And then this was in a tiebreaker with another species. I think it was the pickerel. But the biggest thing, the reason I broke the tie with the walleye is it gives my the smallmouth jet boat kayak guys an extra species. You know, the crappie, snakehead, hybrid striper and stuff, that's really good for pretty much everyone but the Shenandoah River, Susquehanna, Upper Potomac, river rats. So I want to give them one side pot species. But again, if any of you guys would like to just, it would be a total of $100, honestly. And then I can cover the plaques because that's like $16 a piece for the plaques. So yeah, if you wanted to cover the $100 for the 2 side pots, we could do that. Otherwise, that's what we're gonna go with here. So anyway, over a ton of prizes being given away. I went already over it with the Big Fish Award eligibility rules. 2 and short more anglers have a chance to win. It's basically if you catch 2 side pot snakehead that are 40 inches long, your biggest will be counted. So you can't win both awards. So there's multiple people that can win. Hopefully everyone understands this. Additionally, if you're new to this, Fishing the DMV will be promoting the heck out of you. So this is really good if you want to have some promotion. I am one of the biggest fishing podcasts in the world. I just am. And so you will have a huge shout out on our tournament updates throughout the thing, which will be a lot of fun. Participation is encouraged to fish together, and you guys can talk. I just want to let you guys know that this is going to be fun. And this will get into the next thing we're going to be talking about. I never want to be Bassmaster, Hobie, Bassmaster Kayak, Mid-Atlantic, NVKBA, any of that crap. I don't want to do that. So, and I think I put this on the tournament rules. If not, I'm going to tell you guys here. You guys can talk to each other. You can talk back and forth. It's fine. Whether you're competing with yourselves or not, that's perfectly fine. You can't buy information. You can't buy somebody's fish. But if you want to call up your friend and say how they're biting, perfectly fine. You're not going to get in trouble. We're not competing for mortgage payment type of money here. If you want to go fishing with a friend that's not in the tournament, that's fine. If you want to go fishing with a competitor, that's perfectly fine. I want this to be FUN fun. And be safe, be memorable out on the water. I am good friends with a lot of the tournament directors out there. So just FYI, again, I'll say this one more time. I'm good friends with a lot of the tournament directors out there. I'm good friends with a lot of people that create the platforms. If I think you're cheating, I don't think it would be too hard for me to try to get you banned for life. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do any of that crap anymore. So let's just not draw. Let's just not go there. Let's just have a fun time out on the water. Be safe, wear stuff. I do have the ability, as people are like, okay, why? For the people that are new to this, you'll get nervous about like, okay, well, I can see where you're fishing and all that stuff. It's just safety precautions to make sure that you're not just going to the Bass Pro Shop aquarium. Okay. It's not a detailed map or anything. It just makes me know that, okay, I know exactly like it was a public body of water. And then if you win the tournament, I can ask you like, where did you catch all your fish? All that jazz. You guys know how that works. So that is that. I'll open up to any questions people have. This is gonna be short and sweet to the point. Again, guys, head on over to Patreon. You got to become a member if you would like to go do that. I probably could send you guys that stuff now because I got a couple more things I want to be talking about here before we get started. Let me get it here. And so I'm going to drop the link to Patreon in the episode description. If you guys are not a Patreon member, go check that out. So how did I come up with the cost? So I want to kind of show you guys this. I just think it's kind of nice because I want transparency. Yeah, I think transparency. What the hell did I just say? Did I say transparency or something like that? Good God. Sorry about that. I had a stroke. My apologies. Yeah, better turn out the location. Yeah, exactly, dude. Oh, Brock, great question. So I have only had one or two people from West Virginia sign up. And so it doesn't, I can't financially do a West Virginia division. That's been coming up a lot. And so this is what I kind of figured out is, and this is not 100%, but for the most of the West Virginia anglers, they're fishing above Paw Paw on the Potomac River or the New River. There's some kind of leniency there. So what I will do is I will slot you into that. So if you're up near Paw Paw and you catch a 22-inch smallmouth, first off, awesome, good for you. You're just going to be part of the Maryland division. If you're on the New River, that's going to be part of Virginia. It sucks, but if we get 10 more people to sign up that live in West Virginia, I'll open up another group there for you. So with that said, on Patreon, I am doing this now. I'm just showing you guys a spreadsheet about how I math all this stuff, just so you guys are aware, because I want to make sure that I'm fully transparent with all this stuff. So basically, at $40 right here for the entry fee, these are the breakdowns. And then again, if you're on Patreon, you can kind of go see this here. And so I really wanted to make the Big Fish Award something where you made some kind of money back on that bad boy. And so you're going to make $10 back for the $40 entry fee, but you also get a really cool plaque. And this is kind of like the cost with taxes and all for all the plaques. And then the thing that really kills me is whether I do mail, UPS, or FedEx, it's about $700. Plus, this is probably a little low because it's usually about $150, $200 for the Tourney X app. So make sure this is all correct here. Yeah, perfect. So with all that said, I'm going to be covering about $2,000 because I'm basically sponsoring the event. So Fishing the DMV, we'll lose a little bit of money for this event, but that's no big deal because I love you guys. It's no big deal at all, but that's how we cover it. It was asked to me about like, well, what if we raise it up a little bit? Well, here's the boogie. I'm not doxing anyone by like giving their name away, but they asked like, why don't we just raise up the entry fee? So let's just say we keep it at 55. Let me zoom in there so everyone can see it. Well, $55 for the entry fee. And let's just say I really kick up the amount here to like $300. Well, to do that, I would also have to increase the amount for payouts for big fish and side pots. So if, $55 or you're going to get 65, it's $10 extra through the whole way. And then the numbers aren't that much different. Honestly, if you want to do that, we can. and we can increase it for the next tournament. I feel a little sheepish to kind of increase it right now because it's like sign up is now, but we can vote on that and talk about it. But increasing it to 55 from 40 to 55, it gives you a little bit of bump for the winner, but that's just about it. It just will. Now, the thing though that my hope is for my fishing tournaments in the future is if we get, if we get 200 more Patreon subscribers, I'll be able to start a nonprofit and I will be able to make the tournaments basically free. What I've realized is it's kind of a race to the bottom when you try to escalate how much tournaments cost and what you can give out. And if I can hit kind of my quota for Patreon subscribers, which is like, we just need 200 more, I will be able to basically make the tournaments free, like $15 or whatever. And then I can give out good prize money, but you're basically 10xing your return on investment. But the prizes I give out are still small enough that kind of protect against cheating, if that makes any sense. When you start getting up to $300, $400, $500 in payouts, I've realized that's when people want to cheat because they think it's worth the squeeze. That's when people get nasty about like this fish's mouth is shut and stuff. And I'm not a tournament director first. I am a YouTuber, a podcast. I do this for fun to give back to you guys. And so I've realized the more expensive and the more cool stuff I give out, the more people want to cheat. But if prizes are kind of contained, people are not willing to ruin their life. Well, anyway, people are not willing to ruin their life for $200. And so I really think in a perfect world, if I get my 200 more Patreon subscribers every month, I'm going to try to drop the entry fees down to like $25, $15, and then I can give out really good prizes and everyone can double their money on Big Fish Awards and stuff. And I can just eat that cost without a problem. And what's nice about that is you guys get a good return on your investment. And I just don't think people are going to be wanting to cheat for winning $200. I think I could be wrong, knock on wood. But anyway, those are just my lunatic thoughts there. So we're going in the right direction though. I really do. So again, and if for people that don't know, let me kind of bring this up here too as well. Let's see here. So for people that don't know what Patreon is, it's basically just another stupid platform because we always have to have these platforms that you guys can donate. There are a couple of tiers right now. This is there's a grandfathered in tier, which is basically everyone that kind of believed in me and kind of kept this thing going. But that is shut off to the public. No one else can enter that right now. They're locked in at $6. The next one that you can do is now called the Weekend Warrior. It is $8 a month right now. It's $8 a month. You get all the benefits. You get 20% off your orders to Tactical Fishing Company, 15% off Super Blue Stuff, 5% off all your orders to Jake's Bait and Tackle, a load of other fun goodies, a Hall of Fame tier, which is going to be capped at 25 people. That's $25 a month for small businesses that aren't fishing related. I had a guy that reached out to me. He's like, hey, dude, I don't own a tackle shop, but I want to give more. $25. And you're going to get your name. Hopefully, I'm talking to Jake's Bait and Tackle. You're going to get your name hung up at Jake's Bait and Tackle, all those cool features. Or if you want to, you can just tip at $2, $2.50 a month. So if you just want to just support, you can't do fishing tournaments, but if you just want to click on here to support, you can do that for $2.50 a month. Again, YouTube doesn't pay out worth shit, and podcast, I don't get paid for podcasting on Apple, Spotify. That's all free. So just to let you know. So anyway, that's kind of the deal. If we get 200 more subscribers, I can start casting for conservation. So we can start doing boat ramp stuff. Because if you guys don't know, Maryland is strapped for cash, and Virginia's Department of Wildlife Resources might go bankrupt in 2027. So I'm going to create a nonprofit, Casting for Conservation, and we're going to do fish stocking. I think I said that right. Fish stocking, and then boat ramp restoration and maintenance. That's a really passionate thing to me because there's a lot of like river boat ramps that just suck, and it doesn't need a lot of money to throw at it, just to fix it up, throw some gravel down, power wash it. That's something I could do easily. And so, but it costs money to start a nonprofit. So if I can't get sponsors, because Daiwa, Shimano, Tackle Warehouse, those big companies do not care about a regional show, because their thoughts is, we'll just sponsor Bassmasters because those same people will watch that. Perfectly fine. That's business. So we get 200 more subscribers, tournaments get really cheap. And we're going to start a nonprofit to kind of save the world in our area. So again, head on over to Patreon. You can get all that information there if you want. Sign up if you can. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. fishingdmv@gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. Tomorrow, we have a amazing episode. recorded a lot of biology reports. And tomorrow, if I can get it edited in time, Lake Norman, the history of Lake Norman from the North Carolina Biology Department. We're going to go through the whole history of what Lake Norman is, the F1 program, the spotted bass. We'll kind of cover everything for Lake Norman, North Carolina. Did you know Lake Norman was starting to be built before the Great Depression in the 1900s, before World War One? That's when they were thinking about building Lake Norman up to do hydroelectric. And it got finished in the 60s, 1960s. So that lake basically experienced the Wright brothers taking off. And it was finished when we put a rocket out into outer space. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I like doing these how they built it series about the history of the lake and the bass fishing. That is dropping tomorrow at some point. So brace yourself for that. Any questions about the tournament, please let me know. Again, if you guys aren't a Patreon subscriber or club member, go sign up. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you there. And yeah, with that said, we will see you guys next time on fishing. Oh, last thing. I'm an idiot. I am so sorry. Jake's Bait and Tackle. Yeah, whoopsie. I need to promote this. My fault. Tommy, in the future, please edit this out. This Saturday at Jake's Bait and Tackle, we are doing a live Bassmaster Classic watch party, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Donuts and pizza will be served. Come on out and say hi. I will be there as well. So if you want to talk to me about the tournament, yell at me or whatever, go check it out. Again, this Saturday, Bassmaster Classic watch party, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come out and say hi. And with that, I bid you guys adieu. Good night.
You're listening to Fishing the DMV with your host, Thomas Ahrens. Fishing the DMV is brought to you by Jake's Bait and Tackle, located in